Dear colleagues, hello. My name is Dragica TOMESKA. I'm PhD candidate at the Faculty of Economics at the University St. Clement Ohridski in North Macedonia on Department of Marketing. It's a great pleasure to be a part of this international conference. I would like to thank you to the organizers that giving me an opportunity to present my paper on this international conference and to be a part of it. The theme of my presentation is the impact of corporate social responsibility of banks on loyalty of their clients in North Macedonia. The presentation is divided into several parts, starting with introduction and ending with some conclusions. Corporate social responsibility includes a commitment for contribution towards economic, environmental, and social sustainability of the community through permanent interaction of the involved parties, active participation in the communities that are under the influence of the banks, and transparent communication with the public on the bank's policies and results achieved in the economic, environmental, and social sphere. Corporate social responsibility is being understood as a contemporary concept, which means taking care not only for the company's profit, but for the social benefit from the activities as well. Also, we can define corporate social responsibility as an individual and collective commitment to achieving a long-term sustainable progress in the development of society. Identifying the progress of the society as a whole with its own progress, banks are committed to the activities aimed towards supporting of the higher social objectives and well-being, as well as towards its active contribution for their realization. This attitude means an approach towards the operation that overcomes the traditional understanding of the care for the main business line and the legal obligation. It is directed towards identification of the group that are under the influence of and also have influence on its decisions, like as stakeholders, and also finding spheres of mutual interest, anticipation of the changes, and appropriate actions. According to the corporate responsibility of banks in our country, we can know that in the past period, the banks in our country have shown a trend of focusing on public relations, publicity, sponsorships, and donations, and a special emphasis is placed on corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility has become an imperative of the business policies of banks in the Republic of North Macedonia. Every year, the number of banks that are continuously upgraded with new projects and activities increases in order to be recognized and accepted in our society as a responsible business entities. In order to investigate the impact of investing of banks in corporate social responsibility on gaining and creating new and loyal customers, I have conducted a survey on 500 respondents across the country. This paper aims to examine the current situation faced by banks in North Macedonia concerning corporate social responsibility. We can say that demonstrating corporate social responsibility, commitment to acting in support of higher social goals, banks in our country will be able to gain new and loyal customers, create positive feelings in their company, and improve their image and their brand. In recent years, social responsibility has become an imperative of the business policies of banks in the Republic of North Macedonia. Next, I will present the results from the research that I have conducted for the application and impact of corporate social responsibility in the banking sector in the Republic of North Macedonia in order to improve the image of banks and create loyal customers. The survey through which I received primary data was conducted with an online survey by creating a questionnaire to investigate the opinion of customers on corporate social responsibility of banks in the Republic of North Macedonia. The results of the survey I will present next. I want to say that the conclusions that will be presented are drawn from the results of the research conducted through the survey questionnaire answered by a sample of 500 respondents. Next, I will present the result from several questions of the questionnaire that shows how investing in corporate social responsibility impact on creating loyal customers. On the questions about sponsorship, exactly when choosing a bank, would you give an advantage over the competition to that bank, which often sponsors events under the same market conditions, such as price of products, quality of service? On this graph, we can see the results. We know that nearly 83% agree or fully agree, while about 80% of respondents said that they agree or fully agree that they would give advantage to the competition when choosing a bank to the bank that often sponsors events or activities. The next question is about the volunteering of bank employees. Does the volunteering of the bank's employees in socially beneficial activities affect the creation of a positive image for the company? We know that nearly 60% agree or completely agree that volunteering of the bank employees affects on creation of a positive image for that bank. On the question about giving the advantage over the competition to that bank whose employees often volunteer in socially beneficial activities, from the graph that is presented, we can see that significant, nearly 63% of the respondents agree or fully agree that the volunteering of bank employees affects the creation of a positive image of the bank. while near 54% of them would give an advantage over the competition to the bank whose employees volunteer in socially responsible activities. Also, the important questions is about the effect. The important questions is about how the bank strategies and commitment to environmental protection affect the creation of a positive image for the company. From the graph, we can note that over 70% of the respondents said that they agree or completely agree that the bank strategies and commitment to environmental protection affect the creation of a positive feelings and positive image for the bank. And the question about giving the advantage over the competition when choosing a bank to that bank that is dedicated to environmental protection. The results that are presented in this graph show that about 71% of respondents agree or fully agree with the strategies of banks aimed at environmental protection affect the creation of a positive image of the bank, while near 68% of them would give an advantage over the competition to the bank dedicated to environmental protection. Also, the most important questions in the questionnaire that shows the impact of corporate social responsibility of banks on creating loyalty of customers is the question, does the contribution to the progress and development of the society and not only the profit affects the improvement of the company's image? The results that are presented in this graph show that especially important is the fact that 87% of respondents believe that the contribution to the progress and development of the society and not only to the profit affects the improvement of the bank's image. From the results of the survey, we can discuss about some conclusions for the bank strategies in the future. Analyzing the activities of most of the banks in the Republic of North Macedonia in terms of corporate social responsibility and the results of the conducted research, certain guidelines and recommendations can be given, mainly regarding the future activities in the field of corporate social responsibility. Some of the banks in the Republic of North Macedonia can boast of corporate social responsible management, but they should work in terms of promoting the socially responsible activities that they undertake. Banks' activities such as sponsorships and donations, volunteering, environmental protection, support, and contribution in various areas of health, sports, art, social events, media, speak for themselves about socially responsible banks that work to improve the quality and life in our society. The main conclusion is that customers recognize and value socially responsible activities of the banks, believe that they would create a positive image of the bank and strengthen the corporate brand. The significant percentage of respondents who believe that sponsorships and donations, volunteering, environmental protection, and socially responsible activities are a decisive factor that gives a competitive advantages in choosing a bank shows that banks in their marketing activity should emphasize to affirm it as a trend, investing in corporate social responsibility. At the end, we can say that demonstrating corporate social responsibility, commitment to acting in support of higher social goals and well-being, banks will be able to gain new customers, create loyal customers, create positive feelings for their company, and improve their image. At the end, I would like to thank you to all of you who are listening my presentation.